I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of Black AF here at AfterBuzz TV. As promised, we have a very special and adorable guest with us. Ravi is here.
Hi, everybody.
Oh my gosh, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
So amazing. We're so excited to do an interview with you, get to know you a little bit more. Of course, I have to introduce myself in case you guys forgot, because you're just caught up in all that cuteness down there. I am Breanna Cheyenne, and of course, I have AJ here assisting me.
Hey, y'all. It's your girl, AJ.
Okay, so straight to it. Ravi.
Yes.
What was your overall experience like filming Black AF? How was it for you?
It was really fun. Like, the cast was really nice.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I felt like they were actually my family, so that was a good experience.
Nice. That's amazing.
Who did you bond with the most? Who was your favorite?
All of them.
Good answer. Good answer.
Thank you.
So Ravi, you've been in the industry for quite a while. You were doing work before you even turned 4 years old, is what I saw. So
Yep.
along the time, I know you're still young, but I'm sure you learned a lot of things in your craft. So what is like a really big lesson you've learned so far?
You need to know your lines really well before stepping on a set.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know them, you're toast.
You're toast. I was just gonna say you're done for. You're toast.
That is
Yeah.
so cute. So I had a question. So what did you think about your parents on the show? Would you like to live with them in real life?
Well, they were really nice, like all of the rest of the cast. Kenya actually felt like my real dad because he did most of the stuff that my real dad does. Like, one time when I got really sad on set, he helped me out and pretended to punch me, and it was really funny, like my dad does sometimes.
Oh.
And yeah, my mom on the show also was really nice, and she felt like my real mom as well.
Aw.
She also helped me when I felt sad. So that was good.
That is good. I'm sure
Yeah.
that made the experience so much better, and you didn't have any pressure when you had to work and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So tell me, how did you get into acting and wanting to be on camera? What was it?
Ooh, this is exciting. Okay.
Is it?
So I used to watch 1960s Batman episodes,
Okay.
and I'd like pretend to be all the parts, and I would like say all the lines. So it was my mom just said, "Oh, why doesn't he be an actor? He's so good at playing all these parts."
Mm-hmm. You're a natural.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a gift.
Thank you.
Yes. So I had a question about episode 3 in the show. So you and your brother on the show got in trouble because y'all were playing around, and apparently y'all didn't take showers. Your mom on the show told you that you didn't have to take showers on the weekend. Too funny.
So
Yeah.
I know that you said that Kenya was like a dad to you.
Mhm.
But was there anything that you experienced working with him that you feel like you've learned a great deal and it's something that you can carry out onto your next project?
Let me think about that. I think caring for the cast.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I I learned a lot from him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was a really good dad.
That's good.
Almost as good as my real dad.
Yeah.
Good. Nice.
And we have it's so funny that you guys mentioned that. We have a picture actually that was sent in of you and Kenya. Basically, it was a long day after riding his bike, and he wants to catch up. He was trying to show him animation. And what can you tell us more about that? We had a picture too as well. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Okay, so so how that happened was I wanted to show him a video, a little movie I made, but he said he would do it. He said he would see it later because he was gonna go get some food. Then we wrapped for the day, so I was gonna ask him, but I forgot, and then I lost him. So yeah, then I was going back to my my villa, and then he walked over. He drove over in his bike and said, "Hey, can I see that animation or movie you were talking about that you wanted to show me?" So I said, "Yeah, sure." And we watched the movie, and he said he really liked it, and he said something like all movies should be as good as this.
Nice.
Yes.
That's an amazing compliment to get from Kenya Barris.
Yes, that's really good.
Yeah, that was really exciting.
So make sure that when you put your movie into action, you book him and he's a voice in your movie. Now he owes you. So we're gonna get that. We have that on camera, and you get that in writing, and you say, excuse me, Mr. Kenya Barris. Remember how you said that my movie was really good? I'm gonna need you in it now.
Yeah, I would like that.
Manifest it.
Yes.
So, are there any similarities between you and the character you play on Black AF?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, the similarities.
Well,
Now, Cam, you know, on the show, your character was telling fibs.
oh yeah.
So, you know, is that the same?
Kinda.
Just little white fibs
A
here.
little bit.
Yeah. There's just one little fib here and there and everywhere.
And everywhere. So getting back real quick to your animation work, what made you want to play around with animation and kind of venture outside of being in front of the camera?
I think what got me into making animations was it like looked really fun to make animations. Like, so my sister used this animation making app, and I said, "What is that?" And she said, this is called Flip a Clip. So I said, can I get it? And then she said, yeah, it's free. So then I got it, and I wasn't really familiar with it, but then I got to know it. And now I make like really good animations.
Nice. So it's all just practice.
Practice makes perfect.
Absolutely. Well, I've learned a lot about you, sir. You are so talented.
Thank you.
Oh, but wait, you have another movie on Netflix right now as well.
Oh, yes, I do. It is called Justine. It came out on March 13th. You guys should go watch it now.
I'm gonna watch it as soon as I finish Black AF.
Yay!
That is so cute. You are so adorable. Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
So what was Christine about? Can you give us a little bit without spoiling it for us?
Justine was about it was about a family. The dad died. My dad died, And I have a sister. Her real name is Bridget, but her character's name is Maya, which is my sister's name in real life.
Oh, wow.
So that was funny. And my mom's name was Lisa in the movie, but her real name is Stephanie Turner.
Okay.
And she's like really upset that her husband died.
Mhm.
So she's trying to get through life with when her husband is dead, and she wants to get a job so she can get more money. So she's a nanny. Her job is a nanny, and she is a nanny to a girl called Justine. Her real name is Daisy.
Mhm.
The character's really nice, and her in real life is very nice. And they Justine and Lisa have a very big bond.
Mhm.
So, but they don't, and Justine's parents are kind of racist.
Mm.
So, but Justine doesn't want to be racist. So,
Okay.
Yes.
yeah.
Sounds good. We're gonna have to check it out.
It's a really fun movie.
And you have another one upcoming too called The Artist's Wife on Netflix, or it's coming
It's not coming out on Netflix, but I think it's going to be delayed because of the coronavirus.
Okay.
So I think I might get it early because I'm in it,
Right.
but I'm not sure yet.
Oh, have a lot of stuff in store for you. A lot of stuff ahead.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Good luck and congrats on all your success. There's
Absolutely.
more to come.
So much more to come. So thank you so much, Ravi, for joining us. Like I said, we can't wait to see what else you have in store.
You're welcome.
Want to see more of that animation? I'm going to make sure that I'm one of the first people to book my ticket to watch your first movie.
Yeah, I'm really excited for you to see it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And you stay safe and keep washing those hands.
Yep.
All right.
Wash your hands while you're singing the alphabet song.
You heard it. Everybody listening?
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you again, honey.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.
Is Dad there?
All right.
That was awesome.
So adorable. Oh, God. I want to take him home.
He's everything. He's everything. Well, let's jump into episode 3, Juneteenth. Do you celebrate Juneteenth?
I don't know. You know, I feel like Black people, we kind of celebrate all holidays, just like kind of we have our own way. You know, there's something going on with barbecue. You know.
Yeah, something. Put a picture up on social media.
Something on there, you know. I guess. I mean, it's a day. I know I'm aware of it. Kind of like, but I don't know. Do you?
No. I mean, it's like it's not. Yeah, it's kind of like
it's kind of like
it's Juneteenth.
Yeah.
So in this episode, we got a chance to see more of Kenya's father.
Yes.
Fathering.
Yes.
And I said, I think he's hard on them boys.
Yes.
And you said,
yes.
you go ahead and you tell me how you're feeling now after watching episode 3.
Okay, so guys, after further evidence, I would like to recant.
Take it all back.
So, I'm seeing a little bit more. He's a little more aggressive, and he is talking to his kids a little bit crazy. Like they both talk to each other crazy. So I'm like,
yeah.
Would you do this in real life or no?
So we are kind of getting into more serious waters, and we learned about adultification. And it was defined to, and I didn't know that there was a term for this. I always recognized it, basically how people view Black girls in
Being
society.
fast.
Yeah, and we're just grown, and they view us as older and more mature than we are. And that helps them justify ill treatment.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I think putting a word to it, in my mind, kind of solidified it even more.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes people say, oh, you're just being sensitive, or oh, it's in your head, it's not that serious. But when you actually have a word for something like that, that's when it really makes you say, okay, this is something.
Yes, I definitely agree. I wasn't familiar with the word before. Like you said, most of this is like, oh, you're being fast, or, but I do agree with what they said with the images, of how it's like, like it is the images of Black women in the media. It is kind of, what's the word? Alarming or disrespectful, or I don't know, stereotype. I don't know, but yeah, that like it is Black women get treated harsher. We're looked at as more aggressive, or not needing manly protection because we got it because we the strong Black woman. So that is what's portrayed in the media.
Yeah, I think that also goes with a lot of times with police brutality, we always focus on the Black man, but there have been a couple times where I've seen police handle Black women very roughly. I've seen them, and no matter what the age is, it's not even young Black women. I've seen police officers really manhandle older Black women. One time I saw a police officer tackle a girl to the ground, and when she got up, he kicked her back down. And I'm just, it's so sad to see that we're treated in such an animalistic way.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. And also to go along with what you said, a few years ago, it was a situation in the schools where it was a Black girl and a teacher kind of like manhandled her like in the classroom. And it was kind of like, she's a girl, like you're a grown man. Like, what are you doing? It was a grown white man manhandling the little young, well, she was in high school. I think it was something simple that she wasn't, I think because she had her head down or something. I think the situation was somebody passed away in her family. But that's a whole nother thing, because with teaching, they don't really get to know the students. And so that's a whole nother topic, but I agree.
Yeah. Well, the topic came up based off of Izzy doing the Act Up challenge. And Joya, I was happy to see Joya a little bit more maternal as the episodes went on. As I watched 3 and 4, we got to see her in a more maternal, loving light. I was worried that she was going to be shallow the entire time, because that was going to turn me off completely from her as a character. But the way she learned about Izzy doing the Act Up challenge, and I liked the way her oldest daughter broke it down for her as to why Izzy's doing what she's doing, because it was a realistic conversation. The way she said, you can't slut shame her, that's what she wants to do, we're living in a time where we go through our hoe phase or whatever. And as a mom, she was just sitting there and saying, you know what, that's totally true, and I just have to let her go through this.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's like, it's easier said than done. Because like it's easier to say it, but then when you have your own kids, it's kind of like, did I raise this right here? Like forgetting the fact that you was probably the same way when you were younger. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but I definitely agree that I think the images are different when you look at it, as opposed if you see like young Black girls twerking, I think it's very different from if you see young white girls twerking.
Yeah.
It's a different perception people have. So which goes back into what we were talking about before. So
yeah. It also brings the topic of feminism up, because there are so many different layers to feminism and what's considered what a feminist is exactly. And then there's Black feminism and then white feminism, because even though women are treated unequally, Black women are still treated less than white women. So the fact that it was understood that even though this act up thing was inappropriate, her white friends were doing it. And so
Right.
it was a way that she kind of has to conform into doing things that the rest of her friends are doing so she doesn't stand out.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
that it's ironic that you have to blend in with people so you don't get treated differently, but at the same time, you want to be your own person and be respected.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
It's a
I
lot of
agree.
pressure. It's a lot of pressure. Just talk, I mean, being a Black girl, I know it, but talking about it and watching it, even though it's a comedy, it brings even more light to it. It's like, damn, we struggle with everything.
Yeah, he brought, in episode 4, he brought a lot of issues to light, as and also with the Black dads and how they're viewed versus Black moms. And that, we don't see a lot of images in the media of Black fathers or
Right.
like supportive Black fathers. Like you don't see it, but it's out there. It's just not shown. It's always the narrative of a strong Black woman, no fathers. And so when people see that, they're subconsciously believing that, which will, show in their actions and how they live their lives because they don't see it. So they're like, oh, this is what women are supposed to do.
Mhm.
Black men aren't nothing. So you start to believe those things. So I think it's very important that he did kind of give a little background or historical context to it. I agree with that, what he said. I think it's true. So I don't know how you feel about it.
I was just about to say, I see the point he was trying to make, but
Mhm.
I feel like using slavery is kind of a stretch to,
Mhm.
and I get, I think that it went in a way different direction because the topic kind of started about Black fathers being in their children's lives or being absentee fathers or whatever.
Mhm.
And I didn't really understand the connection that has to slavery because the slavery argument made sense when it comes on then slavery and racism and incarceration and low wages. Totally get that connection, but I don't feel like the suffering of our ancestors and racism and having a low paying job or having a criminal record, what does that have to do with you being a present father? I didn't really get that.
I think because, well, what's the word? Like stuff that we go through isn't really new. It's kind of like if you really look at the breakdown of a Black family, it goes all the way back, like all the way back. And like that's why basically fathers were taken out the home back
Mhm.
in slavery time. So that's where I think the strong Black woman narrative came, because it's like it's no
Right.
father. So women, like, they had no choice but to
Right, I
step
get
up to the
that.
plate. And so I think it just carried that narrative is carried on. I just feel like the issues in the Black community they're so deep. It's just really deep. And I think that he was trying to say that that's where it stemmed from, if you kind of make the connection, because you go from slavery, then it's incarceration, then it's this I don't know. That's how I feel.
See, I even get it when you explain it when it comes onto the narrative of a strong Black woman or a strong Black mother, but I just
Mhm.
don't get what it has to do with, like, not being a present father.
Well, technically, if they want to do the work, they can change. Like
Yeah,
if you're aware enough to change, but the issue is a lot of Black men are not, like, basically a lot of issues, they're not aware of the issues. So
mhm,
it's kind of like, if I don't think it's a problem, then why am I changing it?
mhm,
I feel like they don't make the connection, and I feel like it's a connection. It is a connection,
yeah. I
but
think
when
you're
you
right,
don't.
I think it's about that self-awareness.
Yeah, so if you're self-aware, like I know that, I'm
Mhm,
saying, because I'm self-aware, but it's people out here that they're not self-aware. They don't know, they don't even know who they are as themselves. Because
mhm,
I feel like if Black people really knew who they were and how much power they had, and that we come from greatness, I feel like the community would be better, but it's not shown in the media. What's shown in the media is like ratchetness or baby mamas or ain't no daddies in the house. So subconsciously, if you're like a little kid, you grow up watching that stuff, you start to believe it and you start to act out those. It's like a
it's the
psychology thing.
norm.
I look at the psychology of it, and a lot of people do stuff, they don't even know why they do it. But
Mm,
if you go into that self-awareness and you actually dig into your past, you can kind of fix the issues in your life to have a healthy life. But a lot of people don't do it.
true. Shout out to Angela from The Office for having her cameo on the show. I was so happy to see her because that was my show. I love The Office. She brought in the conversation about not the strong Black mother figure, but just mothers in general and she said something that really resonated with me. And she said that mothers are caregivers. And they don't get the praise for being caregivers because it's expected. But a white dad can go out and do the minimum, like the minimum. And he is this king of all kings. And then at the same time, and then my own personal thought was, and then if a woman is very hardworking and she's dedicated to her career, that makes her automatically a bad mom because she's not making time for her family. So it's really hard. It irked me, honestly, when Kenya was trying to make it about the men thing and act as if men suffer so much. First of all, women have been suffering forever. From Adam and Eve, women have been suffering. So it irked me that it was kind of like, yeah, we get praised for this, but we can't have the best of both worlds. We have to choose one or the other, and most of the time we have to settle.
What, settle with men?
No, we have to settle with whatever we get praised for, because yeah, because like if we're dedicated to our career, we're automatically not a good mom. But if we're a great mom, how are you going to have this career? How are you going to work? Da, 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 da. You should be independent. And then we have judgmental people in the feminist movement that are like, you have to be your own person. You can't just be a housewife. What if that's what I want to do?
Yeah. No, that's true. And also, so before we go, I do want to make a point too. Remember in the previous episodes how Kenya was talking about how if Black men do something, they're trying to compensate for something. So I don't know if you noticed it, but in episode 4, when he went to go to the field, and he, him and his son showed up, flexing.
Yeah.
I don't know what his name was, but the white dude that was in the bleachers, he basically went like this to everybody else.
Oh,
so I caught it. He was, because he came up and they was like, why are you doing all that? So, girl, the white gaze,
that white gaze, and we literally just said the white guy. He was thinking, oh, it's because he has a small penis.
Like, dang, that white gaze. I'm really trying to figure out if this is a good thing or a bad thing. Like, are they like, are you admiring, or are you just hating, or like, what is this? Like, let us be us.
I think it's hate. I think it's passive aggressive hate, because you see he can be in his house playing with his son's toys, showing off, being this great dad, but deep down he knows he does not like Kenya. He does not bang with him, and Kenya makes it knows that he would not bang with him.
Yeah.
So I think it's just that fear of being able to be that bold. So he'd rather be passive aggressive and fire him from being a coach. Like, chill out.
Doing too much. Team too much. Doing
Team
too much.
Yes.
And before we go real quick, go ahead. What you about to say?
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say real quick too, Joy, she is a trip. I'm just still weak off her. She keep popping up trying to show her little good mom image, and it's funny to me. It's just fun. I know people how they feel about. I like her character though. She's funny, and it's like, girl, you are doing. What are you doing? Like, she's just funny to me.
She's starting to warm up to me too. I liked her for the dad check, because that's something I would do. When she popped up at the office to see the new faces, I liked.
Okay, and then shady comment. She said, when she had the baby, like, girl, give him back his phone. We don't know what's on there. Like,
yeah. And she casually mentioned how they have 6 kids and all this other stuff, how long they've been together. I like that. And she made sure she made eye contact with her when she was leaving the office.
She is showing out. And also, I will say, I know how they feel about her, but honestly, from episode 4, I will say she is more involved in the kids' life than King.
Absolutely.
Like, she knew what they eat. She just knew everything about them. She took the time to order. Like, I think she's a mom, but she's kind of selfish. She makes time for herself too. So that's why I can't really hate on her.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I'm starting to change my feelings about her too. Well, that wraps up episode 3 and 4. So we're gonna come right back around at 6 o'clock with episode 5 and 6. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. And in the meantime, while you're waiting, of course, feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at IamB_Cheyenne, CHIANNE. AJ, let them know where you can find them.
Check me out on Instagram at Crimson Pearl.
All right. Well, see you guys in like an hour. Bye. Ooh. Oh, we should have got his social media.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows.